Alright, we're back with more Nemo's War, and I gotta say, I am not feeling great about my odds for this game. But we're gonna keep playing it out and see what happens. But I'm not thinking I'm gonna get a high score here. Now let's check out what's coming up next. The Lost Continent. But Captain Nemo came over and stopped me with a gesture. Then, picking up a piece of chalky stone, he advanced to a black basaltic rock and scrawled this one word: Atlantis. Alright, it is a test. I can risk Nemo and crew. I will do so. So that's a +5 to my roll. And if I pass, I collect 2 treasure or gain 1 Nemo. If I fail, I have some bad effects. So let's not fail, basically. So we're going to roll. I need an 11, which means I need a 6 in addition to what I already have. So, passed it very easily. Very nice. Okay, so I can choose to gain 1 Nemo or collect 2 treasures. I'm going to choose the 2 treasures because gaining 1 Nemo at this point would get me only... Hi, Jimmy. It would get me only 3 points, whereas the treasures could get me more than that or allow me to do rerolls and stuff like that. So let's draw the 2 treasures. 1. Aha, there we go, a reroll. Exactly what I was hoping for. And the next one. Cleopatra's Palace in Alexandria. Very nice. You know, Alexandria is a sunken city, I've heard. I think I read that somewhere. Anyway, so let's see our ship placement for the turn. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 4, and 4, so we're taking the 3 action points. And we're going to place ships on 1, 2, 4, and 4. So for 2, we're going to have to draw a ship for that. Well, oh, I guess we start with 1, right? So for 1, we're drawing a ship. Let's put this right here in the Pacific coast. I think that'd be a good place for it. No, we should put it here. Right here. Yeah. For 2, we're going to also draw a ship. And it's an armored frigate, unfortunately. For 4 and 4, we're going to put 2 hidden ship markers out. 1, 2. Alrighty. So, what to do now? I think I need to clear out some spaces adjacent to the 2, or that 2 is going to blow. So, I think what I'm going to have to do, 1, 2, 3, it's going to take my whole turn to get down there, unfortunately. But I need to clear out those spaces or I'm going to have to start flipping these white ships. So, yeah, let's do that. Do I have torpedoes? Oh, I do have torpedoes. Excellent. I wasn't sure if I had gotten that. So I can actually move down there and then try and torpedo the Tinwald with my last action. So let's do that. 1. I really don't want to let that city of Adelaide go, because that would be a really nice thing to have. So I'm gonna try to sink the city of Adelaide. All right, we'll go for it. Come on. So that is, I've got to risk some crew for that. So that's a +3 to this roll, and let's see what I can get. I need an 8, so I just need a 5. Yeah. All right, that's sunk. So I get 1, 2 for that. Oh, that was a stock attack. I'm not thinking straight right now. Okay, so that's going to go in the Western Pacific, because it's attached to the Western Pacific. And that was 2 actions. And then with my 3rd action, I'm going to go to the Western Pacific, and I think I'm going to use my torpedoes. No, I'll wait. Should I? Yeah, I'm going to use my torpedoes on that. So, what am I going to use my torpedoes on? Oh no, you know what? I'm just going to use this treasure token, because it'll only be worth 1 point to me. So I'm going to use that as an additional action. And I'm going to move down here with that action, and then I'm going to use a torpedo. And I'm going to use my torpedo against the tin walled, because that's the one that has the higher roll that I need to get if I just attacked it normally. And remember, I need to get a 5 or better on these 2 dice, and then I sink the tin walled. Yes, very nice. All right, so that tin walled is sunk. That is in the Central Pacific, so we're going to count that as Eastern Pacific. We're going to take 3 notoriety, 1, 2, 3. And things are looking a little better now in terms of not having the Eastern Pacific just completely blow up on me. Perfect. Let's see what the next turn has in store for us. Also, I need to reread all of these things, because some of them are probably things I'm going to want to do before the end of the game. But let's see what the next adventure is. A novel proposal. The first thing I noticed was a range of mountains about 2,000 feet high, the shapes of which were most capricious. I knew that we were nearing the island of Ceylon, the pearl which hangs from the lobe of the Indian peninsula. So, if I pass this test, I can reveal 1 additional Nautilus upgrade card, which is now available for purchase. If I fail, nothing happens. I'm not going to exert any resources for this, because that would just, I might lose them. So we're just hoping for a 9. Okay, I got a 6. That is a fail. That's fine with me. And then we're going to roll for ship placement. So let's see what we roll. Okay, so that is a 2 for my action points. And we've got 1, 1, 2, and 3. So for the 1, we're going to place a hidden ship marker up here. For the other 1, we're going to have to place a hidden ship marker down here. For the 2, we're going to have to replace that hidden ship marker with a new ship, and hopefully not a really awful one. Oh, no, that's actually very nice. It's the Star of India. So worth quite a few points. And for the 3, we're going to put a hidden ship marker right here. And then we have 2 actions. So the first action that I want to take is I'm going to take, free action actually, I'm going to do a torpedo attack against the Star of India. So we're rolling 2 dice, we need at least a 5. Yes, easily. Okay, so that gives me +3 notoriety, 1, 2, 3, but I get to sink the Star of India either in the Eastern or the Western Pacific. I'm going to put it in the Eastern Pacific, like so, because I'm planning on heading back up to fight in the Western Pacific in a second. I then have the General Grant that I can try and fight. That's going to cost me an action, though. And then I could move up to the Western Pacific and try and do like a bold attack and sink all of those ships in 1 action. It's going to pump up my notoriety, but how many cards do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the finale is in the last 5 of these somewhere. So we only have 2 more guaranteed turns, and then I could hit the finale at any point after that. So, I still feel like I want to take care of the Eastern Pacific, but I also sort of don't want to go over there because there's a lot of powerful warships there. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I think, attack the General Grant with my second action, and we'll do a sneak attack because there's or stock attack. There's no point in doing anything else. We will exert crew, so I need to roll. I've got a +4, so I need to roll a 4. And that was easy. General Grant has been sunk. That's going to go also into the Eastern Pacific. We're going to get 1 notoriety for that. And then I'm going to save my remaining action, because I don't want to start my turn up here with a warship, because what's going to happen if I do that is I'm going to have to get a -1 to all of my like test rolls on adventure cards if I am in space with a warship. So I'm going to save that. And we will see what happens next. Ooh, the treasure fleet. Now that's very nice. I believe that's really, really good for my incite action, if I can get it. So it says, fail and place the sunken treasure fleet token and a treasure available token in a random major ocean. After you successfully search there, gain the ocean treasure and the sunken treasure fleet, which grants you 2 additional silver uprising cubes and a +2 DRM to all future incite actions. Let's read the text. Laden with their precious booty, the men returned to the Nautilus, disposed of their burden, and went back to this inexhaustible fishery of gold and silver. Very nice. Okay, so I must play it and fail it, and then this is going into the random ocean, which is Ocean 5, the European Seas. There's already a treasure available token there, but we can put the sunken treasure fleet there as well. And that's going to be a little tricky. I don't think I'm getting over there this game in order to get the sunken treasure fleet. If that had come out as one of the first few cards, that would have been so good for me this game. Because remember, I really want to do incite actions, and it gives me a bonus to my incite actions. But going all the way over to the European Seas, and then doing a search action, and then still having turns left over to do incite actions is going to be tricky. So we're just going to leave that how it is, and we'll roll our dice for ship placement. Okay, so we've got 3 actions, 1, 2, 3, and we've got a 2, 2, 4, and 5. So let's put those. For the 2, we're going to put 1 ship here and 1 ship here. For the 4, we're going to put a ship here, and for the 5, we're going to have to draw 1. Okay, Coastal Village. Okay, so this one says, discard and you may place 1 uprising cube in this ocean if able. Let's check that again. If there's space to place an uprising cube in that ocean, and you have an uprising cube available, you may place 1 there for free. Now, when they say that ocean or this ocean, what are they talking about? I think in the Cyclone, it says the Nautilus's ocean. In this one, it says that ocean. But both of the tokens actually say this ocean. So, it's not really clear what that refers to. I'm going to go with the one that is more beneficial to myself, because I'm cheating, I guess. And I'm going to treat that as referring to the number 5, major C. And we're going to put the uprising token there. So, gives me some 6 points. Whoa, that is a distorted shape. That's crazy. Anyway, 6 points. I'll take it. All right. So next, what we're going to do is sail up to the Western Pacific for 1 action. I think we're going to use my torpedo against the Fujiyama. So that is going to require a roll of 6 on these 2 dice. Let's hope that we get it. Yeah. Cool, I got it. Oh, actually first, I have to see if the ship hits me. Nope. And then I have to roll the 6, which I got every time I rolled it. Alright, so the Fujiyama is sunk. It's worth no points to me, but it could be tonnage in the Western Pacific. Yeah, we'll put it up here. Okay, and then we're going to do a bold attack against the 2 remaining ships here. So we'll start with the Jumna, which I'm going to exert my crew to get a +3 on this roll, which I need to roll a 4. Succeeded, very nice. I not only don't lose crew, but I get +1 crew for sinking this slave ship. And I'm going to put it here on the tonnage track for the Western Pacific. Then we're going to gain 1 notoriety to go again. And again, we're going to exert our crew, so we get a +3. We need to roll a 5. And we rolled a 6. Very nice. And so that ship is sunk. Increased our notoriety, I believe, 2 more times. And that's fine. We can get it all the way up to here before we lose. So I think I'm totally capable, or I'm totally fine with that. That's not going to be a problem. Okay, now the real problem is I need to sink some more ships in the Indian Ocean and the South Atlantic. So I need to get over there. I can get over to the Indian Ocean this turn, and I can sink a ship there. And then I need to get over to the South Atlantic, where unfortunately there aren't any white ships to sink. But if I can at least fill these 3 columns, I get 17 points at the end of the game, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. So we're going to spend 1 action, and we're going to sail, or I guess Nautilus doesn't sail, it propellers. We're going to propel ourselves over to the Indian Ocean, where there is a trans charter. It's worth a fairly decent amount of points too. And then I have some things I can do at the Indian Ocean. First of all, I can try and get a pearl worth 10 million, which is very nice. Also, I can, if I remember right, I can gain 1 Nemo and 1 notoriety. And also, were those the only things I had at the Indian Ocean? Yeah, and then I have some stuff that I can do when I get to the South Atlantic. So for now, though, I'll just go fight the trans charter, I think. So we're gonna try and fight the trans charter. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna fill these columns. I think I'm just gonna be able to fill this column, and then maybe I can do like an insight action or something. Okay, so we're fighting the trans charter. We're gonna do a stock attack against it because I already used my torpedo this turn, and we're gonna have to roll to avoid its attack. And I have succeeded, and then we're going to exert crew, so we've got a +4. We just need to roll a 5 on these 2 dice. I think that's totally possible. But also, don't forget, I have this Nedland's Temper that I can get rid of for +3 DRM to a future test. But I don't think I need it for this test, because I just need a 5 on this. Whoa, very nice. Okay, so that's going to give me +1 notoriety, which means all of these things are added to the bag. And that ship, where did it go? Oh no, is one of these I had in my hand? Yeah, it was this trans charter. That ship's going in the tonnage track in the Indian Ocean. Very nice. You know what I should do? I should have made that a bold attack, and then I could have kept attacking. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave this turn how it is. And that way I can maybe do as master wishes, or I can maybe do a pearl worth 10 million or something later on. But we're going to leave this turn as it is, keep our 1 action remaining. Okay. Captain Nemo's Thunderbolt. When the first islander laid hands on the companionway railing, he was flung backward by some invisible power. Lord knows what. He ran off howling in terror and wildly prancing around. Alright, this is an 8. I can exert Nemo and crew, or Nemo and hull for this. So that hull's going to give me a +2. Nemo's going to give me a +2. That's 4. I think I can definitely pass this. So, yes, I rolled a 5, so I got a 9. We are totally passing. So that gives me +1 notoriety, and I collect 1 treasure. So let's see what the treasure is. 3 treasure. That's great. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to roll for ship placement. Oh, that was a bad one. I could actually do a lull turn. The problem is, if I do a lull turn, all of these insight cubes are at risk. But actually, these insight cubes are not really at risk, so this would be a good time to do a lull turn. So we're going to do the lull turn here. which means that we only place ships for 2, 3, and 3. And a couple other things happen. So first, we're going to not get any action points. We're going to place a gem here on the Arctic Ocean. We're going to place a treasure available up there. And we're going to put the 2, 3, and 3. So for the 2, we're going to have to draw a ship. The Donau. Okay. For the 3, we're also going to have to draw a ship for both of those. And we've got 2 other white ships. That's actually really good. Perfect. And then, as my lull turn, I can do any of the actions that would normally cost me 2 actions, I can do for just 1 action. So I could, for instance, take another adventure, or I could do refit, but I don't have enough ships to do that. Unless I got lucky and rolled really low. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a, I think, repair action on my ship and try and get my hull back up. So I'm going to exert my crew. I don't get any negative modifiers on this. So hopefully I'm going to roll at least a 4. I rolled a 6, which makes that 9. So I check the 9 column and I gain 1 hull. Very nice. I think that was worthwhile. Oh, you know what? I do have to see if I'm going to lose any of these cubes. So there's only 2 of them. There's only a few of them that are really at risk. When do I see if I lose cubes? Is it before or after I place ships? Because that actually makes a difference. Maybe I wouldn't have done a lull turn if I'd thought about that. Yeah, I do it after I place ships. Oh, that means they actually sort of are in danger. So this one's not. This one I have to roll a 2 or better, so let's see it. Perfect. This one I also have to roll a 2. Good. This one I'm going to have to roll a 3 or better. And I did it. So good. Everything's fine. Let's see. I did that one that was a 1 or better. Did I roll that? Oh, because there's no way to roll under a 1, that's why. Okay, perfect. All right. That was the whole turn, I guess. So now we're going to the next turn. So hopefully it's not the finale yet. The Gulf Stream. 10 days went by in this way. It was only on May 1st that the Nautilus openly resumed its northbound course, after raising the Bahamas at the mouth of the Old Bahama Channel. We then went with the current of the sea's greatest river, which has its own banks, fish, and temperature. I mean the Gulf Stream. So I keep this when the Nautilus is in the South Atlantic. I may pass and as a free action move it to any other ocean. And at game's end, fail if unused. Okay, fine. Okay, I can get 3 action points this round, and then I have to place on 2, 3, 5, and 6. So for the 2, we're going to have to draw a ship for that. And ooh, it's the Invincible. That's a bad-looking one. For the 3, we're going to have to draw a ship. It's the King Wilhelm. I'll put that up in the... Actually, I'll put that on the Pacific coast. For the 5, we're placing a hidden ship marker. And for the 6, we're also placing a hidden ship marker. Very nice. Okay, so this is a great turn to try and do an incite action in the Indian Ocean. So we're going to do that. Incite, we're going to... what is it called? Extort? Expel, extend, what are we doing? Anyway, we're using the crew for this, and we get a +3 to this, and let's see what we get. Come on, come on. 9. 10, 11, 12. That's the best possible result. That's awesome. We're putting a marker here for the Selangor Civil War, and we reduce notoriety by 2. That was the best possible outcome. Very nice. Okay, so I have to think about my options. If I could do another incite action, that's like amazing. That's like 6 more points for every time I do that. But also, I have these cards I could use, and if I can, I want to try and sink some ships in the South Atlantic, maybe even some more ships in the Indian Ocean. So, I'd like to try this pearl worth 10 million. So we're going to use an action. We're going to extend, excel, exhort. What is the word? We're going to risk the crew. Exert. That's what it is. Okay. And we're going to try and roll. And I think I would need a 10 on this. I want to pass my card for the +3 DRM at some point. I mean, it doesn't hurt to not pass it, but I might as well use it. So actually, it wouldn't hurt that badly if I just failed this roll. So we're just going to take the roll as it is. Okay, I got 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not enough. So I fail, and I gain, well, I lose 1 crew, and then I gain 1 notoriety. So that did sort of hurt. That cost me 4 points, plus I would have gotten another 3 or 4 points for the card. Yeah. Oh well. Hopefully I'll get to use that die roll modifier for something. Okay, what else can I do in the Indian Ocean? I can pass to gain 1 Nemo and 1 notoriety. I might as well do that. It's just a couple points for me. I think that was it for the Indian Ocean. I also have, well, actually, I just got this card where I can, no, that's from the South Atlantic. So I think we're done. I'm going to stay where I am, and we'll just draw the next card. Lost time. We'd run aground at full tide, an inconvenient state of affairs for floating the Nautilus off. But although it could neither sink nor split open, it was in serious danger of being permanently attached to these reefs, and that would have been the finish of Captain Nemo's submersible. I actually am reading this part of the book right now. Reduce the number of Nautilus upgrade cards available for purchase by 1 of your choice from among those available. Discard it. It is out of play for the rest of the game. That's fine. I don't need this one. So both of these are going into the fail pile. And then we're going to roll. Okay, so we get 2 action points. 1, 2. And we get 1, 4, 5, and 6. So for the 1, we're just putting one of these out. For the 4... Oh. For the 4, no, we can draw one for up here. That's fine, but we're getting into a little trouble here. For the 4, we're putting that there. For the 5, we're going to draw one, and we will put it... how many do I have up in the European seas? It can't hurt to do another one in the European seas. Actually, for the 5, I want ones in the Indian Ocean. So we're going to put that right there in the Indian Ocean. And for the 6, we're going to draw one. Ooh, it's La France. That would actually be very nice to have. It's an airship, and it's worth a ton of points. So I'll put that in my ocean and see if we can defeat that. Okay, the thing is, do the steam torpedoes work on an airship? They really shouldn't, but according to the rules, do they? Well, let's check that. All right, I see nothing that says that I can't shoot a steam torpedo at an airship, so we're going to do it. This is a torpedo attack. It doesn't cost me an action, but I will have to see if it hits me first. So I need to roll a 9 or better. And I rolled an 8, which is not quite enough. It means I would have to take 3 damage. So I can actually get a +2 DRM, but that's not a test. I don't think that counts as a test, so I don't think I can use accident or incident on this. Can I? Well, I don't know. Let's see. There's a rule about this. I'm pretty sure it doesn't count as a test. So, I don't think I get to use it. But I should be able to re-roll and stuff like that. So I think I should be able to use accident or incident on that. Plus 2 DRM. That would be enough to get me through it. Yeah, what the heck, we'll use it. Accident or incident. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to roll my torpedo attack, and I've hit, because I needed at least a 6, so that La France is going down in the Indian Ocean. That gives me 1 notoriety. I'm also going to do a stock attack against the Hanamor. So that's going to cost me 1 action, and I'm going to exert my crew for that, so I get plus 4. I need to roll a 4. I got a 6, so that's enough. So the Hanamor is sunk now. And let's see what else I can do. I could do as Master wishes and spend 2 actions to get 1 treasure each. That might be worth it. I'm a little concerned about this situation over here at the 4, but actually it'll work out okay, because once this is full, I'll just start flipping these white ships, and I think that'll be fine. So we're going to do as Master wishes, and we're going to pass, or we're going to fail it actually, and we're going to get 3 treasure. So here's 1 treasure. It's another reroll. That's awesome. Here's 1 treasure. That is worth 3. And here is 1 treasure. Actually, I only get 2 treasures because I used 2 actions. All right, perfect. And that is the end of my turn. And we will see what happens next. We're getting close to where it should be the finale any second now. So maybe it would have been better to go over the South Atlantic, but I'm hoping I can still do that. Uh-oh. Nope. Modus vivendi. Mr. Disraeli, I began. A parley with Captain Nemo will not be easy, but as Her Majesty's envoy, you can speak for the great powers and, I hope, assuage his savage heart. Professor, I completely understand. If we cannot compromise, however, this is a test. If I pass, I've successfully negotiated a ceasefire, and the game ends, unfortunately, before I can get any points from my tonnage track. But I still will get a decent amount of points. If I fail, negotiations break down. So, I'm not sure if I can do this now, but I'm going to say I can. I'm going to discard these 2 tokens and get 1 crew and 1 hull for those. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's in the rules or not, but I think it is, because I could have done that, I think, at any other point during the game. Then I'm going to exert my crew and my hull for plus 6 on this roll. And did I use my plus 3 already? I'm going to use Ned Land's temper for a plus 3. So I've got plus 9 on this roll. I basically can't lose. Yeah, I would have got it no matter what. So I successfully negotiated a ceasefire, and the game ends. All right, the game is over, which means we're going to have to add up points, which is a rather time-consuming process with this game. So if you'll stick with me, I'm going to get like a piece of paper out, because they have tokens that help you with that, but I find it's much better to just write it down on a piece of paper. So I'll grab that, and we'll check back in. Alright, so here's how scoring works in this game. I made it to the end of the game, so then I'm going to deal with all of my adventure cards that are remaining. We'll put all of my unspent treasure tokens up here with the rest of the treasure, so it's all in one place. Okay, so Vigo Bay says pass if unused. This one says fail if unused. This one says pass if unused. This one, oh, I didn't do this one. It says after placing the finale card in the pass or fail pile, I have to test without any modifiers, and I need an 8. So no modifiers allowed on this. We will see what happens. No, I didn't pass. So it says fail and lose 1 Nemo. So I have to lose 1 Nemo for that, unfortunately. And then the Gulf Stream is failed if unused. Okay. Then I'm going to basically add up my points for everything in the game. So we're just going to go down the list as it is here. First is warships sunk. So all of my warships on this area give me points. So we're going to say This is my anti-imperialist game. And we've got warships. And they're worth plus 0 points each. So that's 4, 7, 11, 14, 19. So that's 19 points for me. And I would also typically check this. I'm pretty sure I didn't get any, but in case there are any warship icons in my pass deck for the adventure cards, but there were not. Okay, then we're going to do non-warships. So non-warships, this is where my money's at in this game, but probably not enough to give me a high score. These are plus 2 points each. So that is 4, 6, 10, 15, 21, 25, 27, 31, 35, 39, 40, 42. Okay, 42 points for that. Very nice. Oh, and then again, I would check if there's any here, but there are not. Then we have the adventure cards, and this is mainly going to come from here. Oh, also all of these go into the pass pile. And then also my torpedoes, which I ended up not using whatsoever, go into the fail pile. Okay. So for adventure cards, these are plus 0 each. So that is 1, 2, 3, 9, 21, 24, 25, 29, 30. 30 points for that. So adventure, 30. Okay. Next we have treasure. And treasure is worth minus 1 point for each treasure, but can't go below 0. So basically I just add up all of my treasure tokens. And that is 9. Let's see, 18. This is worth nothing. And that is 10. So what is that? 28. And then minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 20. So let's count them again just to be sure. Actually, this isn't worth anything. That's why it's so frustrating when you have to count these. You have to actually alter each one as you count. So this is worth 4, 7, 9, 12, 15, 17, 19. That seems like less than I had before. What is happening? Let's try that one more time. 4, 7, right? 9, 12, 15, 17, 19. Okay, let's count them up again with the whole numbers this time. So this 3, 6, 10, 7. That's where I miscounted. I counted this as 9 when it was worth 7 points. So we have 10. Let's just do 8 and 8. So that is 26 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 19. Perfect. Okay. That was a very long way of getting to 19. Perfect. And then we have liberation, and this is where another significant chunks of points going to come from for this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 liberation cubes worth 6 points each. So liberation is worth 36 points. Then we have science tokens. Science icons are worth 2 points each. So we have 2 from Captain Nemo's track here. 2. 3, 4, 5. And then 1 here, so that's 6, and they're worth 2 each, so science is giving me 12 points. And you can see how the motive you choose really changes things, because like if I chose explore, science would have been worth 4 points each. So those 6 science that I had would have been worth, what, like twice as much, right? And then next is the wonders. So again, I have 1 from my Nemo track, so that's 2. Sorry, I'll just count them up. 1, 2, 3, and I have a few here, I believe. 4, 5, 6. So I have 6. They're worth 3 points each. So wonders is going to get me 18 points. I then have penalties if any of my ship resources are in a low area, but they're not, so that's fine. I then have my Scouring the Sea bonus. Unfortunately, I didn't fill any of the columns in the tonnage track, so I get nothing for that. I then have my bonus for characters, and that's going to mainly come from here, as well as surviving crew, and from these cards. So I have 7, 13, right? No, 7, 12, 17. Oh, there's another science token. So I get another 2 points for 3 points. 2 points? Another 2 points for science. So science is 14 now. Okay, sorry. We have 9, 14, 21. Let's count that again. 7, 12, 17, 21. Perfect. So we have 21 plus 8, which is 29, and I have some in here. So 29, I think there's just 1 at the bottom, but let's check. 29, 33. So for characters, I get 33. And that is all of my sources of points. So let's add this up. We have, let's see, 33 plus 18 is what, 51, I believe? Yeah, 51. Plus 14 is 65. Let me write that down, 65. Plus 36, that's 71 plus 30, which is 101. Is that right? 65 plus 6 is 71, plus 30, yeah, is 101. Plus 19 is 120. Plus 30 is 150. Plus 42 is 192. Plus 19 is 201, plus 10, which is 211. So, not a great score, actually. The range for good scores is sort of narrow, but it's, I think, above 250 is what you're shooting for. So, let's check out what we got in the epilogue book. The epilogue book has a different epilogue for depending on what your motivation was and what score you got. So my score was 211, so it counts as a failure, not even an inconsequential victory. It's a failure. So let's look at failure for anti-imperialism. Captain Nemo loses faith in mankind, both the oppressors and the oppressed. After considerable brooding, he makes a sad and weary decision to end his adventures. He orders the crew to leave the Nautilus off the English coast, and then takes his ship to sea and disappears into the murky waves. His crew has tales to tell, which are swapped for free drinks, but Nemo himself is never heard from again. All right, that is it, and as you can clearly tell from that epilogue, we're done with playing Nemo's War, and for the enigmatic Captain Nemo himself, that's all she wrote.